Well, my, Miss LaTocha Scott is back on the menu for not living up to her menu. But I told y'all, church folk don't play like that. I'm a PK for real. You should have known better, girl. But let's get into your floppity flip of the flop. Welcome to LaTocha Scott Invitation Conversation with God. If we had to go off of your numbers, I don't want to have that conversation with God because didn't too many people hear that conversation. I don't even think I heard. But I had told y'all, I think it might have was, if it wasn't like, it was Easter weekend or Easter week. One of the two. Like, it wasn't too long after the album had came out, that Good Friday. And I told y'all that something was on number 24. I guess it was one of the songs that had came out, like the single. It had charted number 24. And I was telling y'all, like, without all that confrontation and all that lying and that stealing she had going on, that church folk don't play like that. Like, you can't do that and think that church folk just gonna go buy the album just cause. Yes, church folks had so many flaws. Yes, church folks do a lot of messed up stuff. But what they don't do is public and gonna support you. That's a definite The sad part about all this is you, as well as the label, knew that this album was on its way to a flop, which is why you did a few of them interviews um your release date, which was the 7th, Good Friday. Now, what you did was did that fake apology, and then you also said that you was in an open relationship. When I said, yeah, it surely is open relationship, only open on one side, cause baby, she ain't know nothing about how this was finna hit her. I'm telling you now, girl, you did none of that, and girl, and you waited. Now, before that, you had plenty of time to debunk that you made a mistake and said that you had a open relationship. Because you was doing that fake apology, I guess, to try to make people believe that you really ain't that person. But girl, we had saw your every move, even without the thievery and all that stuff. Your attitude by itself was not gonna sell the album, but you did that, and then after your album dropped, girl, you done messed around and tried to try us. Girl, you done tried to come out talking about some. That's not what I was meant to say. I was so emotional. Da 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 da. Da. What I wanted to say was we have open communication. Girl, y'all don't have that either. So, but if you want to say y'all got so much open communication, that would mean that you know what happened to that money. You know what went down with the promoter. You know all these things. Because if your communication is so open in your bedroom, oh, you know everything. So all this, I didn't know, I don't know. Girl, either way, however you try to fix it, it made your whole album flop. So before, like I said before, you could thank your husband for flopping your album because you was up here looking extra stupid. You was doing a whole lot better when you was letting him talk for you. That way we could not have been able to blame you for anything. But your dumb self keep on getting on here saying dumb things. So I don't know if you knew. So I feel like you knew that your album was failing. So what you had thought you was gonna do was come out here and debunk everything that you had already said, and then gonna try to tell us that it was an open communication is what you had, which made it even more dumber as to why you should just shut up because that really puts your album at a complete halt. Crazy man. And I don't know if you know it or not, but ain't no doubt or doubt it, no doubt about it, no ma'am, no sir, no turkey, no ham. You the one who told us that your album had totally flopped when you did that interview, and what you had said was, I don't care about the numbers and all of this and that. I just do it for the love. Oh yes, ma'am, you did this one for the love. Oh yes, ma'am, you did this one for the love. Girl, this was your first time ever charting as a solo, like for anything that you done did in your entire career. You understand me? Girl, you ain't never hit the 24, the 99, the 199, the 200. You ain't hit nothing, never. The one time you do, you messed it up by falling behind your husband. This is why your career goes nowhere. If you want to blame somebody, blame your husband. You can't blame Candy. You cannot blame JD. You can't blame Tamika nor Tiny, honey. This is all you and your husband. You are self sabotaged yourself, especially when it came to this album. There's no way in hell you thought or could have considered that this album was gonna sell in the gospel community with all the bull crap that you had going on. Now y'all go out here and support our girl LaTocha Scott. What's the name of that thing? The Invitation, a conversation with God. Just don't be looking for gospel or inspirational type music. Understand that this is very much R&B that just so happen to have God in it in a couple of places. Um, yeah, I didn't feel this. I felt Kanye West Jesus Walk With Me more than I felt this, and I don't understand why. Like it's like you gotta understand, like when you doing something and you saying it's for God, and you just want to sing, you want to do this because God gave you that gift to sing. But one, let me just say this: in church, baby, you can't do all them runs. Ain't nobody finna listen to you running. You sat there in front of Shirley Caesar. You did that little stuff with Coco, and you tried to act like you was so holy it didn't die and all this that it did not work, ma'am. If you want gospel people to believe in what it is that you're doing, like your music should have expressed what it was that you really had felt. I didn't feel your music, that's all I'm saying. I listened to it a couple times. Yeah, I probably got about a good, you got a good 18 strings out of me. Let's just be clear. Got a good 18 because I just had to keep listening to a couple of songs over because I just thought I was tripping a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just saying, y'all go support our girl. Either way, but yeah, you sabotaged yourself. I knew this album wasn't going nowhere before the album even came out, and that's only because for you to be a PK, you don't know the protocol of the church folk. Like, no matter what it is that you have seen or not seen, there is a real protocol of the church. And you should have known that as a PK. But since you didn't, your album flopped. You only sold almost 700 copies. If that, so that means if somebody streamed it, every 15,000 streams would be considered as a copy. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't think too many people just buying albums no more these days. So I don't know, girl. Listen, y'all, support the girl. I hate this for her because I really wanted her to get right. All she had to do was just like own up to some stuff, act like she trying to be redeemed, deemed, and all that good stuff. And them church folk would have welcomed her so greatly and wanted her delivered and understood her pain. You could hear it in the music. Like Leandria Johnson, girl, that is a for real, for real. Like they knew what that girl was about. But baby, when she opens up her mouth, baby, you can't help but feel every piece of pain that sister girl is going through. Whether she cuss you out 5 minutes later or not, yeah, she really was doing that for God. And can't nobody tell us nothing different. Like, that's what I'm saying. You didn't have none of that. No remorse, no nothing. All you know is nothing. Then you did these lines and then you contradicting yourself. You don't know nothing, but you got open communication. I don't know what's going on. But baby, get it together. I hate that your album flopped and all that good stuff. You know, just pray to God and ask him, honey, what is your next move? Because baby, this ain't it. I'll holler at y'all in the next video.